The origin of monsters, a reflection of ancient fears. Imagine you and I, but not here, not now. Let us go back thousands, tens of thousands of years. We are sitting around a flickering campfire. This is the world. It is warm, it is safe, it is light. Around us, just a few steps away, is an endless wall of darkness. That wall is not silent. It has the howl of the wind. It has the sound of dry branches snapping under an unseen weight. It has the rustling in the bushes and sometimes, just for a moment, two gleaming specks reflecting our firelight. The darkness is not empty. It times lives asterisk. And because we do not know times what times lives in it, our primitive minds do the only thing they can. They take their worst fears, the fear of being torn apart, the fear of being swallowed, the fear of death, and give them a shape. That was the birth night of the monster. Monsters, you see, are not just mythical creatures. They are maps. They are chronicles that record not the history of the world, but the history of asterisk, asterisk, fear, asterisk, asterisk in the human mind. Every culture, through every era, has painted its own monsters. And when we look at them, we are looking directly into a mirror, reflecting what our ancestors dreaded most. This is the story of those mirrors. Chapter 1. The first fear, the forest, and the night. The oldest, most primal fear is the fear of being hunted. Before we built city walls, before we forged iron, we were prey. We were weak. We were slow. The night was the domain of true predators, wolves, bears, great cats. But the worst enemy was not the wolf you times saw, asterisk. The worst enemy was the wolf you times didn't times see, but you knew was there. From that fear, we created the asterisk, asterisk, werewolf, asterisk, asterisk. Think about it. The werewolf is not just a beast. What makes it terrifying is the times transformation asterisk. It is your neighbor, the blacksmith, the farmer, someone you trust. But then the moon, that mystical symbol of the night, rises. And the thin veneer of civilization, the man, is stripped away, revealing the wild beast, the wolf, within. The werewolf is the embodiment of the fear that civilization is just a facade, that deep inside each of us, and in those around us, is a primal monster, waiting for the dark to emerge. It is the fear that the wilderness we tried to banish, in truth, never left us. It lies just beneath our skin. When our ancestors heard that howl in the night, they didn't just fear a pack of wolves. They feared that one of times might be the wolf. Chapter 2. The Abyss Calls. The Fear of the Sea. Once humanity had provisionally conquered the land, we looked out at a new frontier, the ocean, and once again, we felt small. Try to put yourself in the sandals of a Viking sailor or an ancient Greek explorer. Your ship is just a fragile piece of wood. Beneath you are miles of black, cold, unfathomable water. You don't know how deep it is, and you certainly don't know what times is swimming in it. The land, at least, offered footing. The sea is a formless void. To fall into it isn't just to drown. It is to be times swallowed, times by a completely alien world, a world not meant for humans. From this fear of the unknown deep, we created the asterisk asterisk kraken asterisk asterisk and the asterisk asterisk leviathan asterisk asterisk. The kraken of the Norse was not just a giant squid. It was the times abyss times itself, reaching up its tentacles to pull humanity down. It was the embodiment of the truth that beneath the thin shell of our ship, civilization, lay an ancient power so immense it could drag us to work. The bottom at any moment. It is the fear of being taken from below. Leviathan, in Hebrew mythology, was even greater. It wasn't just a times monster. It was one of the primordial creations of God, a symbol of the untamable chaos of the ocean. When your ship heaved on massive swells, when you heard the wood groan, you didn't think it was water pressure. You thought something was moving beneath you, something as large as an island, and it was waking up. That is the kraken. That is Leviathan. That is the human scream in the face of the sea's immensity. Chapter 3. The Angry Sky and Natural Disaster. Humans feared the forest and the ocean. But there was one place we could not escape: the sky. In the ancient world, there were no weather forecasts, no knowledge of geology. A thunderstorm, an earthquake, a volcanic eruption, a forest fire. They were not natural phenomena. They were time's deliberate acts. Asterisk. Fire fell from the sky. The ground shook and split open. It was a time's punishment. Asterisk. It was the rage of some great power, and the human mind, once again, gave that rage a form. That is, the Western asterisk asterisk dragon asterisk asterisk. Let us analyze the European dragon. It flies like a tempest. It breathes fire like a volcano or a lightning strike fire. It lives in a cave deep underground like an earthquake. It is a combination of the most terrifying natural disasters. It is the personification of destruction times from above. Asterisk. And why does the dragon hoard treasure? Because that is what disaster does. It is greedy. A flood or a storm can steal an entire affined self, village's wealth and harvest, its treasure, in an instant. The dragon is the personification of the fear of sudden loss, of a wrathful nature robbing us of all we have worked to build. It is interesting that in the East, where rivers brought life-giving silt, but also floods, the dragon, long, became a symbol of water and power, a force that could both bless and punish. But in Europe, with its often harsher nature, the dragon was almost always a figure of chaos and destruction. Chapter 4. The Stranger, Sickness, and the Unseen Death. Humans didn't just fear nature. We also feared each other, and we feared what we could not see. Imagine a medieval village. A strange sickness arrives. People die today, more die tomorrow. No one understands viruses or bacteria. They see only one thing. This sickness, time spreads asterisk. It moves from person to person, turning loved ones into withered corpses. And then, a lack of understanding about decomposition added fuel to the fire. When a grave was exhumed on suspicion, they found a bloated corpse, due to gas, with blood trickling from its mouth, due to internal pressure. They did not see decomposition. They saw a being that had times fed times from within, one that was times living, times after death, one that was returning from the grave to times spread, times its death to others. They had created the asterisk asterisk vampire asterisk asterisk. The vampire is the embodiment of two great fears. 1. Asterisk asterisk. The fear of plague. Asterisk asterisk. It is disease personified. It spreads through a bite. A. Contact, turning the victim into a new vector of the sickness. It was the explanation for why death ran through a family or community. 2. Asterisk asterisk. The fear of the other. Asterisk asterisk. The vampire was often depicted as an outsider, a nobleman like Dracula, from a distant, mysterious land. It is the fear of the stranger, the one who comes from outside, bringing strange customs and disease. In the same way, the modern asterisk asterisk zombie asterisk asterisk is not just a walking corpse. It is the fear of loss of control, of pandemics, and, more terrifyingly, the fear of societal collapse when your neighbor is no longer your neighbor, but just a hollow, hungry shell. Chapter 5. The Broken Mirror. The Fear of Ourselves. This is, perhaps, the most frightening chapter. Sometimes, the monster isn't the wolf in the woods or the dragon in the sky. Sometimes, we fear what is hidden within our society, our families, and our own hearts. Look at the tragic story of the asterisk asterisk minotaur asterisk asterisk in Greece. The minotaur was a creature half man, half bull, the son of Queen Pasiphae and a sacred bull. King Minos, so ashamed of this monstrosity, ordered the construction of a vast labyrinth, not to times imprison times it, but to times hide times it. What is the minotaur? It is the asterisk asterisk fear of the family secret asterisk asterisk. It is the dirty secret that everyone knows, but no one dares speak of. It is the deformed child, the result of a sin hidden from the eyes of society. The labyrinth itself is the complex structure of lies and denial the family built around it. The Minotaur isn't terrifying because it eats people. It's terrifying because it is a reminder that, even in the most civilized, royal families, monsters can be born from sinful desires or buried secrets. And look at Medusa ***. She was once a beautiful priestess, but she was raped by the god Poseidon in Athena's own temple. Instead of punishing Poseidon, the enraged goddess Athena turned Medusa into a monster with hair of snakes, whose gaze could turn any who looked upon her to stone. Medusa is the embodiment of the *** fear of the wronged woman ***. She is the tragedy of the victim being blamed. She was not born a monster. She was times made, times won, by the injustice of the gods representing power. Her petrifying gaze, that is the cold, hard truth, the guilt of the onlooker when faced with the consequence of injustice. They are frozen by their guilt and fear. When Heracles or Theseus hunt a monster, we cheer. But stories like Medusa's and the Minotaurs force us to ask, in this story, who is the real monster? Conclusion: the mirror remains from the werewolf in the forest to the vampire in the tomb, from the kraken in the sea to the dragon in the sky, and the Minotaur in the labyrinth of shame. We have taken a journey through the world of fear. The story of monsters is the story of humanity. They are sculptures carved from the raw material of our panic. Today, we have electric lights to banish the darkness. We have science to explain storms and plagues. We have explored nearly every corner of the forest. Does this mean the monsters are dead? No, they never die. They merely change their shape. Our monsters are no longer fire dragons. They are the out-of-control artificial intelligence, a thing we created but cannot understand. They are not the kraken. They are *** ecological collapse ***, an abyss we are pulling ourselves into. They are not vampires. They are the ***, faceless corporations, ***, draining the lifeblood of society. They are the ***, disinformation, ***, that spreads like a plague. The monsters are still here, because the fear is still here. Our campfire is brighter, now, larger, but the darkness surrounding it is just as vast. And as long as humans still know fear of death, fear of the unknown, and fear of ourselves, we will continue to tell stories about the things that lurk in the night. We need them, because sometimes the only way to face our fear is to give it a name and a face. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. See you soon.